Hello, welcome back to the channel. We're doing a Zenkaiger episode today. This is episode 4. This is a good one. Why am I speaking like this? I have no idea, but it's kind of cool, I think. Anyway, if you like this whole review and you want to see more, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, as well as that cheeky notification bell to be notified when more videos drop, and let's just jump straight into it. So I thought I was going to review this yesterday, or on the Sunday when it came out, but I felt like there was way too much information to kind of like guess what they were saying, especially with Vroom being the way that he is asking questions, and it also led up to a huge major part of the storyline, finding out exactly what's happened. And I kind of was right with how when they defeat the gears and stuff, or the monsters, the worlds kind of like go out and stuff like that. So it's kind of very interesting. I think the only thing I got maybe wrong was the fact that the bad guy at the end would absorb all the worlds together to make like an ultimate world. But this actually kind of opens up to a lot of different things here, and I kind of really want to talk about it. The episode opens up on Boxtopia, the boxing monster, he being alive, and I've seen him before. It was in the Zenkaiger toy episode, which I thought, hey, hang on a minute, they made a monster just for an advert. But no, he is in this world, and Vroom has found out that when the gears break, or the evil ones, that the world is released and it's free. And the professor, very hard to pronounce his name, it's Ilrude. I'm just calling him Rude, it's so much easier. So Rude knows about what's happening and he doesn't want anyone to find out. So he basically banishes Vroom out into the world, and it kind of cuts there, and then we come straight to everyone in the kitchen, or the kind of the cafe. Why did I say the kitchen? It's the cafe! It's the shop, basically. Everyone has kind of come through, but the boxing monster has the ability to make people fight and basically cast his powers out, and everyone starts boxing to an old man called Mr. Sue. Then we've got a wedding, we have a kind of an idol meet and stuff like that, and I think police officers as well, and everyone seems to want to box and fight, which, fair dues, that's the thing that they want to do, and that's the main thing, but it generally irritates me, because the way it is, they will attack anyone so that they get the win. And that's what we see with Sue going to Kaito's grandmother, just literally fighting and wanting it. He ruins and messes up the entire shop, and everyone is kind of shocked. He hits Kaito in the face, and just therefore he's like, I'm the winner, and then kind of just leaves. And I would be like, old man, I know it's a spell, but you're banned from this shop completely. Get out of here. Do not even bother coming around. I think this sort of spell would irritate me because I would lose my temper so much. And that's without the powers. Everyone seems to box, and I love the fact that Kaito and everyone's like come up, they find the boxing monster, and they're kind of like they're saying like, oh, we're going to defeat you, and Vroom just rushes past a few times. This is the comedy that I kind of like, where they'll zoom past, they'll stop, and you're like, what are we doing? Oh yeah, you're the monster, we got to defeat you, and thus going straight into it. I just feel like it's quite a big thing, and Vroom kind of notices that they've got the gear, so he kind of wants to know what's up. Are they very much like the evil guys? Are they completely different? And this is the kind of thing that we normally get. Vroom is being attacked by everyone as well, so they pick up Vroom, and I love this kind of run motion where they speed up the footage. It works perfectly. So they carry Vroom off, and they rush around the corner, and Vroom starts asking questions. At this point, Rude turns around and says, hey, boxing monster, you've got to try and get them, let's do this. So the boxing monster turns around and says, okay, anyone who wants to fight in this tournament, you can do, but you have to go find Vroom, which makes everyone kind of go straight for them in the end, so that they'll run around and grab them, which is kind of interesting. We have Vroom giving answers to some of the questions that they want to ask. He's asking more, and he says that he's got this whole massive like kind of question thing. He needs to know. He thirsts on knowledge so that he can get everything and kind of know everything, which is I kind of expect from his sort of character, that you kind of see it, and that's how they kind of promoted him. So he finds that they go into a library, and he loves it because it's so packed with knowledge. I can see that he's going there all the time, which is fine, because I generally kind of think that's the sort of character. He wants to know everything, so he will read every book that is ever written. They all suddenly find everyone finds him, and then they all chase. So they all go down into this kind of underground place to kind of ask more information about what's kind of going on, etc., etc. And they find out that it's like it's the Tuichi gears that they use to capture the worlds. Now, rather than go for a military operation, you go straight for the, capture the world, capture the entire world, you don't have to deal with it. And this kind of thing brought up a bit more kind of questions that I kind of asked in episode 1 that I was a bit which I might make another video on, which would be kind of interesting, but we'll continue on with the review. We find out that every pirate world wants to be captured, and there was a malfunction going on. So the last world was the Zenkaigers, but what happened is it malfunctioned, and rather than capturing it, it literally brought the two worlds together, thus therefore the plot of the entire story. They get caught up with everyone who wants the box, and they rush out into the main fighting area where everyone there is waiting. We have Rude, we have the boxing monster, and everyone starts to kind of fight. Vroom joins up with the Zenkaigers. He's had enough of the way he's been treated, and he's like, hey, I really, really want you to turn around and let me be included with you guys. So this happens. The one thing I really wish that they kept this up was that they actually did the fire shot. Like I wanted it to be with everyone, and then obviously with the 6 ranger that comes in. It would have been absolutely perfect. But Vroom doesn't do this, and it's a big letdown. It made me go, why? Why would you do that, Sentai? Why would you do that, Toei? Vroom then joins, and he still asks questions as he's fighting, but the C-chan turns around and says, hey, you're from Zenkaiger, blah, 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 and thus therefore, Vroom loves this. We get the die rangers, and I love this part. I think this is my favorite part. So when they use the gears, like, all the rangers jump into each other, but then Blue has to run off to find his counterpart, which I generally really thought was a bit funny. It made me kind of go, oh, that's kind of interesting. It's humorous at max. So everyone fights, they use the die ranger powers, and thus therefore the monster then grows up. He then brings out boxing rings, and then we get combinations with Majin, Vroom, Gaion, and Juren, as well as Kaito being inside all of them. And we see the different combinations of them all. Before that, Vroom turns into his dump truck form and kind of smashes the rings, and thus therefore they keep fighting anyway. We get some really nice Megazord combinations, which I generally kind of thought was really cool. And thus, therefore, it carries on all the way through, and they fight. At the very end, we get the cliffhanger of the episode, which is that Vroom knew Kaito's parents, because they start talking about them all the time, and everyone's like, oh my god, what's going to happen? So I think in the next episode we're going to do it. The only reason why Vroom does that is he asks if the others are using the gears. Where do the gears come from? Is it because they've captured worlds themselves? And that's when they bring up their parents. Like, the parents wouldn't do that, and thus therefore Vroom is like, oh my god, I need to know what is going on with this. And there, we come to a close, and that's pretty much the episode. Now, I generally really like this. I thought this episode was a lot better than the previous one, because I felt like there was more character building and questions asked in this. The boxing thing was absolutely fine. The only thing that really kind of let it down for me is the fact they didn't fire a shot off by accident, but they kind of kept the whole, I don't know how to use the morpher thing. So I'll give it a pass on that one, but I really wish they did it with Majin, where she hits the guy, and then Vroom does the same. And then obviously with the 6 range he comes in. I think that would have been a lot funnier to kind of keep it up. So writers of Sentai, you let this down, but we forgive you. Then they're going to watch this. But either way, the episode was a good, solid episode. It felt like, again, I said, character development. There was a lot more to it, and I feel like now we've moved on to quite a few things. So I kind of think this is going to be a very good thing going forward, and I can't wait for the next episode. Even though the next episode to me is a bit but it's going to be a silly episode, but I'm looking forward to it nonetheless. So I'm going to leave that. What are your thoughts? Have you seen this episode? What did you think about this? Are you a fan of it? Would you continue watching the series, or have you given up? Let me know down below in the comments. If you like this sort of content and you want to see more, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, as well as a cheeky notification bell to be notified when more videos drop. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.
チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。